my channel. Today I'm going to talk all about staying club level at a Walt Disney World resort. I'm going to break up this video into 3 different parts. I'm going to start off explaining what club level even is club level worth it, and then I'm going to go into some details about what went wrong on our own club level stay when we went to Disney World back in February and March. What is club level? Club level is just another option that you can add to your Walt Disney World room reservation, depending on where you're staying, depending on what's available. Club level will be part of your room type. Now, club level isn't something that is DVC or exclusive to Disney Vacation Club members. That's totally separate and opposite. Staying club level, you might be familiar if you stay in like a regular hotel somewhere and they have like concierge level services. Disney puts their concierge level as club level. So club level is just part of the experience, I guess, but it's a room category. When you're booking your Walt Disney World trip, it's part of your room stay. It's a category of your room stay. You might be familiar if you're booking a room and you're choosing, like, say you want to stay Animal Kingdom Lodge and a standard view or a Savannah view. Staying club level would be a whole separate thing than that. You would stay Animal Kingdom Lodge club level. Say you're staying at Grand Floridian, you would stay Grand Floridian main building club level. I will explain that a little more in a minute. Staying club level is not available at every single Walt Disney World property resort. It is available at the deluxe resorts, with the exception of Coronado Springs, which does kind of have like a club level experience. It's more of like a business class club level. It is a little bit different than the deluxe resorts. I'm not going to talk about that today. I'm going to be talking about the club level options at the deluxe resorts. So depending on availability, there are 8 resorts that you could choose from that have club level options. This would be Disney's Wilderness Lodge, Disney's Animal Kingdom Lodge, Yacht Club, Beach Club, Boardwalk Inn, Polynesian, Contemporary, and the Grand Floridian. What's included? What do you get? What's the difference? Staying club level does cost extra on top of that deluxe price. So if you are not into deluxe resorts at Disney, club level may not be worth it to you. I'll get into is it worth it later on in this video, but if you do like deluxe resorts, it might be something that you want to consider just to try. So let me explain what is included and what it all entails. So to start off, there are many perks when you are staying club level. The first one being there are cast members or concierge level cast members that are there specifically to help the club level guest, whether it be you want to book a last minute fast pass or modify a fast pass. If you're looking for like a last minute dining reservation, they really go out of their way to try to help you get that reservation that you want. Even if you're using a travel agent such as myself, you can still contact these club level cast members beforehand and let them know of an anniversary or a birthday, and they'll try to, add a little bit extra magic. So even though you're using a travel agent, you can still use and take advantage of the club level cast members that are there. They're there to help you, and they're specifically for club level guests. When you are staying club level, you have access to a club level lounge, which I'm going to talk about next because that's my personal favorite part of staying club level. But there are always employees there that are there to help you, and they are specific to club level. And later on in this video, when I talk about what went wrong in our club level stay, I will talk more about the advantage of having those cast members there one-on-one to help you. So we're going to start talking about the club level lounges now, which is my personal favorite and probably everyone's personal favorite for when you're staying club level. When you're staying club level, you have access to these amazing club level lounges that are only available to club level guests. You can only access these lounges by your Magic Band, and they are these lounges that have couches, TVs, but there is pretty much all day access to refreshments and beverages, and let me explain all of that. From early in the morning until late at night, they have set hours and set times of when you can go to the lounge for some refreshments. For example, from like 6:30 to 7 usually, they will start off with coffee and juice in the lounge. And then they will do like a continental style breakfast, and this is all complimentary, included in your price of your stay. Eat as much as you want, drink as much as you want. You've already paid for it, enjoy it. So they have coffee, espresso, hot chocolate, cured meats, cheeses, deviled eggs. If your child likes a certain cold cereal, you can request that. They have all kinds of juices. And then midday, they'll have a few hours of like snack options. And sometimes those can be made into meals, like little like veggies with dip, crackers, goldfish, build your own trail mix. Sometimes they'll have a little soup. They'll have mini sandwiches, whether it's peanut butter and jelly or deli sandwiches. They're not technically meals, but we made meals out of them, and you can too. This is great if you have kids and, you know, midday, before or after lunch, if they are hungry and you just want to send them to the lounge, they can go get whatever they want. Like, for example, we stayed at the Boardwalk Resort and we stayed club level, and they had these little treat bags and build your own trail mix with nuts and dried fruits and goldfish and gummy bears and beef jerky and candy, and they could just put however much they want in a bag, and they could take that back to the room with you. They also have refrigerators, usually, depending on where you stay. We've only stayed club level in 2 different resorts, but I have looked into this quite a bit. And they will have, they always have like big, like those beverage dispensers where they'll have like water, iced tea, juice. When we stayed at the Glen Floridian, they had the Stitch juice like that you would get at Ohana. Sometimes they have fruit punch. They also have refrigerators that are full of your sodas, beer, and wine. Sometimes bottled water. I know they really, in the past few years, have gotten rid of the bottled water, but I did see it at Grand Floridian. I did not see it at the Boardwalk. I started at the Grand Floridian. Back to the whole schedule thing of when the lounge is open. So after those like snack times, that's usually like from 11 to 4-ish, give or take, where they will have those snacks. And then they move to like the appetizer time, they call it, which is like around dinner time. So that's like appetizer, refreshment, and beverages, they call it. And that will have beer, wine, sometimes champagne, and then you'll have like your warm dishes. We've gotten tuna nachos. Again, they always have like cheese platters, cured meats, all different kinds of salads. When we stayed club level at the Grand Floridian, they had a whole thing of chicken tenders. And if you've ever had a Disney chicken tender and fry, you know that those are just like the best, especially if you have kids. You don't have to pay for this. It's already included. You've already paid for it in your price. So if you can get a whole plate of chicken tenders, your kids are going to be happy, right? So then after those dinner servings, they take a short little break, and then the last thing they come out with that night is their desserts and cordials. So these are desserts like Rice Krispie treats, cupcakes, mousse cakes, chocolate cookies. Sometimes these things are also out during the snack and appetizer rounds, but they do have a whole separate like dessert and cordials where they will have things like Grand Marnier, and it's pretty much like pour yourself. So however much liqueur you want to have and make your own drink, you certainly can with a little dessert. And usually around that time they will have firework viewing too. So depending on where you stay, I know the Polynesian has a great area where you can view the fireworks from the Magic Kingdom. And don't be afraid to take this stuff back to your room. It is nice to be able to go to the club level lounge and kind of like get out of your room. Your room, if you're staying in a deluxe resort, it's going to be pretty spacious anyways. But just to be able to get out of your room and go hang out in the lounge, they usually have like couches and TVs. and maybe you can interact with a few people depending on how busy it is in there. We've never had a problem. There's always like a place to sit. But you definitely can take whatever you want back to your room. So if you want to fill your refrigerator with juice boxes for the kids or milks for the morning, we would take like ginger ales and cranberry juice, tomato juice, and then we would take our dessert back to our room, keep a few things in the fridge, keep like the trail mix for example, so we could just bring that to the parks if the kids needed a snack. You certainly can bring your own beer and wine back to the room as well if you don't want to hang out in the lounge. So if you wanted to bring 2 glasses of wine back to your room, you certainly can. Now, I know it's different at each resort, but when we stayed at the boardwalk, it was pour your own wine, pour your own Prosecco. They also had the refrigerators that had the beer in them. When we stayed at the Grand Floridian, there was an actual, I don't know if he was technically a bartender, but there was a man there that you just go up and ask him for your glass of wine or for your beer. They had many options for wine and beer, and you definitely can take that back to your room. When you're staying club level, your rooms are pretty much always going to be on a certain floor that are specific to club level guests. We were staying at the boardwalk and we were in the innkeeper's lounge, and their views for those rooms is you either have a boardwalk view or a beautiful garden view. Also new in 2018 for select resorts, club level guests can make additional fast passes. There is a fee for this. It's $50 plus tax per person, and you can make 3 additional fast passes per day. They can be used in other parks where like if you're making your normal fast passes, you can only use them in one specific park, but when you are paying this extra, you can make them in whatever parks you want. You cannot do like repeats, so don't think that you can go ride Flight of Passage 6 times a day. It doesn't work like that. But if you are really into getting fast passes and you're staying club level and your money's not an option for your fast passes, they do offer the chance to buy additional fast passes. You'll also get a Turndown Service depending on where you stay. I know this has kind of gotten less and less over the years from what I've read, but when we were staying at the Grand Floridian club level, we did get a Turndown Service, which was they fluff your pillows, pull down your sheets, leave you chocolates on your bed. I can't remember if they did that at the boardwalk, but I think that they did because I can remember getting chocolates on the bed, and each night they will leave you a personal, it kind of reminds me of a navigator when you're staying on Disney Cruise Line and they leave you a paper of what's going on for the next day. But when you're staying club level at Walt Disney World Resort, they will leave you a personalized itinerary, and it will have the hours of the park for the next day, and they also print out which fast passes you have, so that kind of comes in handy if you're not always looking at your phone and you need just like a little reminder of what fast passes you have for the next day or any dining reservations that you have for the next day. So I know that our favorite part of staying club level is definitely the use of the lounges, because we usually don't get the dining plan as of lately. I mean, we do like the dining plan, but as of lately, since we've become pass holders, we do get a discount on certain restaurants, so we don't feel the need to have the dining plan. This is where I'm going to get into is if it's worth it or not. So is club level worth it? Well, obviously I can't make that decision for you, but it is something cool to try. I will say that. And if you're staying at a deluxe resort and you love the experience of staying at a deluxe resort and you make time to stay at a deluxe resort and not just constantly be at the parks, if you're making pool time and if you're making time to tour the resort and really take that in, because if you've stayed at a deluxe resort before, you know how immersive that experience can be, how beautiful they are. And me, I can go down to Disney and just spend days in a deluxe resort and not go to the parks at all. So if staying club level is in your budget and if you enjoy that deluxe resort experience, I would say try it if you can. You don't have to spend your whole week of vacation in a club level resort. You can do a split stay, and you can maybe stay in a moderate for your first half of your stay and then spend a few days staying club level at a deluxe resort. I definitely recommend, if you're going to do that, then stay at your non-club level resort first and then move on, because you're not going to want to leave. I think club level is a dangerous addiction, because once we did it, I was like, what did I do? What did I show my family? What did I show myself? It's going to be so hard to, you know, not stay club level. We really did enjoy it, but we won't always stay club level. It's just, it's not in our budget, and I don't feel the need to always stay club level. Do we love deluxe resorts? Yes. Will we always stay in a deluxe resort? No. It all depends on what type of vacation you are planning. If you are not going to be at that resort much at all, do not spend the money on staying club level. If you want to go all out and make a great experience, try club level. You're not going to be disappointed. I will say that out of the 2 stays that we did, we stayed club level at the Boardwalk and the Grand Floridian in the same trip. We did a few days at each. I did prefer the Boardwalk over the Grand Floridian. The Grand Floridian did have a lot of food options, especially for the dinner. But there was just something about the Boardwalk, and I'm not sure if it was the staff or what it was. I think I prefer the Boardwalk club level over the Grand Floridian. Do not stay club level thinking that it's a replacement for the dining plan or a replacement for your meals, because the offerings that they provide when you stay club level are not meant to be meal replacements. You certainly can make small meals out of like the appetizers that they serve, and sometimes we did, because you know when it's hot down there in Florida and you're not as hungry, these appetizers are just the right thing to fill you up, but they are definitely not meals or meant to be meal replacements. So don't stay club level if you usually get the dining plan and think, I don't need the dining plan because I'm staying club level and I'm going to get all of this free food. It doesn't really work that way. Just because you're getting all of this free food or included food in your stay, there is a price tag attached to it, and it all varies. When we stayed, I got a pretty good deal with my pass holder room discount, and that's why I jumped on it. Now I'm going back to Disney next month, and I would love to stay club level, but I don't see anything available at the moment that shouts out that it's worth the price for me. Club level would be a great option if you are down there for your wedding or your honeymoon or an anniversary. I think it would be an amazing splurge if the price is right for you. So I think that would be a good time to do it. We did get married in Disney World, and we did honeymoon in Disney World, but we just stayed in a standard room because the club level price was not right at that time. I think that's pretty much it on what club level is. So you have your amazing staff that is specific to club level. You have your rooms and location that are specific to club level. You get to enjoy the club level lounge, which in my opinion is the very best part. You've got your included beer and wine, your refreshments, your snacks, your desserts, your breakfasts. Remember, these are not meal replacements or replacement for the dining plan. You've got your extra toiletries. They also leave robes in your closet, which you do not get in any of the other rooms, so you get to use robes if that's your fancy. I hope that was helpful to you if you've always wondered what club level is and if it's worth it. I really can't tell you if it's worth it to you. If it's in your budget, definitely recommend trying it at least once. But I did say I was going to talk about what went wrong on our last stay, and I'm not saying it went wrong because of club level. It just went wrong during our club level stay. So I want to tell you a little story of what happened to us on our most recent trip. So we did a few days at the Boardwalk and a few days at the Grand Floridian. It was our first time ever staying at the Grand Floridian. We had previously stayed at the Boardwalk before. It was not our first time. So both were club level. And okay, so we checked out of the Boardwalk after the few days, and when you do that, when you do a split stay, you can give your luggage to Bell Services in the morning when you check out, and you tell them where you're transferring over to, and they will take your luggage and transfer that over to your next resort. Another option would be taking a minivan or a taxi cab, Uber, and just transferring that luggage over to you. But we knew that our room at the Grand Floridian wasn't going to be ready for a few hours anyways, and we just wanted to head over to the parks and have Disney take care of transferring our luggage. We knew that our luggage would not get there for a few hours. That is something that you should be aware of. Just because you're dropping off your luggage with Bell Services does not mean it's going to get there in the next 3 hours like if you were using Magical Express. It does take a little while, and you can not expect your luggage to be there past like a normal check-in time. You should have your luggage by 4 o'clock p.m. when you do that, but unfortunately we did not. So after dropping off our luggage at the boardwalk, going to Epcot for the day, and then late afternoon we said, let's go check into the Grand Floridian. Our luggage should be there. We want to go swimming before we go to the park for the night because we had some reservations and fast passes at Magic Kingdom for that night. Well, we get to the Grand Floridian and we were greeted by a very nice cast member that checked us in. Also, when you're staying club level, usually there is someone there that takes you up to the club level lounge to show you everything, and they bring you up there and they do like a separate check-in up there. Like I said, you can only access these lounges with your Magic Band, and there usually is an elevator that is only specific to club level guests, and you can only use that elevator with your Magic Band as well. So anyways, we get into our room, luggage is not there. I call down to Bell Services and say, hey, you know, it's like 4 o'clock. Has our luggage arrived down there? And maybe it just wasn't delivered to our room. Nope, we don't have your luggage. The woman did not even bother to check. So I said, okay, I'll give it some more time. I'm not a pushy person, and I know that things take time, and they might have been a little bit more busy than normal. And then about 45 minutes goes by. I send my husband down there because we still don't have our luggage, and she didn't want everything. The Bell Service lady down there didn't want anything to do with talking to my husband about it. She just kept saying the same thing. We don't have your luggage. We don't know when you can expect it. So about another hour goes by, and I'm getting a little nervous because we had been in the park all day. It was very hot and we were sweaty, and it was past the time when we could spend some time to go swimming, but we just really wanted like our clean clothes and our luggage to be able to go to the Magic Kingdom for our reservations that night. And no matter who I called, I was calling the boardwalk, I was calling Bell Services at the Grand Floridian, no one was able to tell me where my luggage was, and I was getting really nervous because we had 2 iPads, a laptop, our wedding rings, my engagement ring, and my wedding band were in those luggage, and everything that we had was in the luggage. So I actually contacted the agency that I work for. I'm a travel agent. I contacted the owner, and she was like, this is not acceptable. You definitely should have your luggage. So since we are travel agents, this is a good thing about using a travel agent. We have that power to, when we call Disney, they don't want to deal with a travel agent because as a travel agent, we're giving Disney business by giving them clients. Still, we could not find my luggage. Nobody knew where my luggage was. We were already getting into our fast passes. We were missing our fast passes, and I got fed up, and I went into the lounge at the Grand Floridian. I went into the club level lounge and I talked to those cast members there that are specific to club level members, and I just kind of almost burst into tears, and I really at this point just really wanted my luggage, and they also agreed that this was unacceptable, that nobody knew or could track where our luggage was. So they did try to calm me down by giving me, it's funny to think about it now, I guess, but they were just like giving me extra wine. They gave us 6 extra fast passes. There was an after hours event, which is an event that you have to pay for when the park is open late, and they were going to give that to us, and that's what I was trying to get at, but it was already sold out, unfortunately. But that was something that, because I was a travel agent and because I was staying club level, that they will try their best to please you and make you happy. They told me that they were going to send someone immediately to go drive to the boardwalk if we didn't find out where my luggage was in the next 10 minutes. I had managers come out and talk to me and try to calm me down. So finally they sent me back to my room with about a whole bottle of wine, and within not even 5 minutes I had a phone call saying that my luggage had just arrived. So whoever, either the agency owner that I work for, if it was her phone call or my phone call, or the managers from the club level staff, whoever it was, someone got them to deliver my luggage within 5 minutes from the boardwalk to the Grand Floridian, even though it took the whole day. So we ended up racing to the Magic Kingdom, changing our clothes once our luggage got there, putting on clean clothes, racing to Magic Kingdom, and using up whatever fast passes we had in that night. I think we did 5 fast passes within an hour. And while I can remember, while we were walking or running to Splash Mountain that night, trying to get there before the park closed, I got a call from the Boardwalk Inn, and they told me how unacceptable it was that my luggage was missing for that long, and they gave me a hefty credit on my account. So by being a travel agent and having that power, and by staying club level and having those people one-on-one to help me, who were there to just help me wherever I could, and they really just wanted to please me and could see in my eyes that I was ready to cry and ready to get a little angry, they certainly helped me. And I did tell the Boardwalk when they called me that it was unacceptable, because it is. And if a problem like this ever happens, a travel agent is going to try even though it has nothing to do with the travel agent, they're going to do everything in their power to try to get things resolved for you. So I just wanted to mention that, because I think a lot of it had to do with me being a travel agent and also being a club level guest, because you pay a pretty penny when you stay club level, and you should not have to deal with stuff like that. We all know that I love Disney, and I will continue to give them my money and continue to stay there and continue to book other people's trips there. I think that's it as far as this video goes. If it was helpful to you, please give it a thumbs up. If you're looking to book a trip club level or not, please let me know. I am a travel agent, and it doesn't cost you anything extra to book with me. My services are always 100% complimentary. My contact information is down below, and if you want to subscribe to my channel, I try to make videos at least once a week all about Disney tips, tricks, hauls, vlogs, you name it. And if you have any other questions about staying club level or any questions in general, just leave them below and I will get back to you. And I appreciate you watching this video, so have a good day, everyone. Bye!